All right, welcome into the latest edition of our Bengals training camp reports, day 12 here for you. And it's the last of our camp days
Yeah,
before a game is played.
finally.
So finally, you can watch on TV what we have been watching and then putting ourselves on your TV to tell you about what we were watching. But regardless, whatever it is, this is our last of those. And it was the first time getting on the new turf,
Yeah.
the new Paycor Stadium turf today, as the Bengals went inside the stadium for the first time. And Zach Taylor had a press conference, kind of joked, this is the first time on that turf for a lot of people. They had the concerts back to back that filled up almost the entirety of training camp, and it wasn't really totally in before that during OTA. So for a lot of the new players, they'd never been out there, been on it before.
Yeah.
So a first time out on the new turf, and it wasn't the greatest experience. But we'll go into a takeaway, a play, and a thing they say here for you from today's practice, the last one before the game on Saturday against the Bucs.
Yeah, so my takeaway is Paul watched from in the seats. I watched practice from up in the press box, and you walk in and it popped. The field looks really nice. It's so much brighter, so much more vibrant. I tweeted out a picture. I don't know if the picture does it justice. Any of you that are coming to the game Saturday night will see it for yourself. DJ Turner said it was noticeable. He said it felt totally different from the playing surface last year, and you can tell as a player the newer feel, the softer feel, and it was they had the music festival concert and they put those plastic things down so you don't have everybody doesn't trample on the field, and they just left that down for the entire week leading up to the Luke Combs concert, and then they were breaking down Luke Combs for a number of days. So if you were planning on coming down today and found out it was no longer open to the public, that was why, because they wanted to get everybody out on the field for at least one practice before they play a game there Saturday night.
It does look good. You know what it did, though? It made me more mad about how bad last year's turf was.
Yeah.
It was just like
Ugly,
how ugly and dirty and old and needing to be replaced it was and had been for a while, because that's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to look like when you walk into a professional stadium, and it looks great now. The other takeaway is going to be on the Charlie Jones injury that happened today.
Yeah.
Really the news of the day. And that was Charlie Jones kind of coming down. It's hard to show if it was non-contact or contact because there were people in the area.
Mm-hmm.
He might have bumped knees with Alan George. Either way, Charlie Jones goes down. Didn't look great. A cart comes out. Teammates were going over, sort of patting him on the head and shoulder pads, and they take him away. He was sort of gingerly walking around the locker room a little bit, which is a good sign when you consider what we had seen. Don't know the results back on the tests there yet as we record right now, but keep an eye out for us getting those to you as soon as we get those. But, a guy who's having a great camp, and you hate to see early season injuries strike again. Remember, he had this issue and he played through injury all year last year. And so hopefully it's something that he can clear up and get back to 100% and come back. And if not, you hate to see that because he seemed to really finally be coming into his own and feeling really good and competing for real snaps in the slot area.
Yeah, I mean, returned a punt for a touchdown in week 2, then breaks his thumb in week 3 last year and missed 6 games. And it was interesting. It was good to see him in the locker room after practice, because a lot of times if it's serious like that, you don't see them. And he was moving slow, and he said he would talk to us after he took a shower. And then a Bengals representative said Charlie will not be talking. So that it leads you to believe that it may not be the worst, but there may be an absence here. We don't know. We don't know until the trainers come out and say anything, but that would make sense. They don't want him talking and tipping anything off for week 1, week 2 for other teams to plan around.
Yeah, and we'll see what the results say and go from there. But if it is some time away, though, the learning curve for Germaine Burton, it becomes much more important. The learning curve for Andre Yosivas inside, because he's new to that world, playing inside. So how much is he going to end up playing more in the slot and having to learn that more on the fly? Trent Irwin, does he just become the old security blanket that Joe Burrow goes to? You saw that happen a couple times today, but so there would be fallout certainly from that, because Charlie Jones was going to play a role in that slot rotation. All right, a play from you today.
So there's a lot of plays from B.J. Hill. The one that stood out to me, they were doing a red zone drive. So they start at the 9, and then regardless of the play, they move up to the 7, then the 5, then the 3. It was that kind of thing. The play from the 3-yard line, BJ had already flushed Burrow out of the pocket on the first play from the 9. Burrow scrambled, ended up throwing it away because BJ was in hot pursuit. He wasn't going to hit him, but you try to keep it as real as possible. This play on the 3-yard line, BJ Hill beat Alex Kappa so bad and so fast, they blew it dead immediately. Burrow didn't even have time to react. He just kind of slammed the ball into the ground in disgust. There was no rolling out. There was no trying to evade BJ Hill. BJ Hill had a monster practice today against the run, against the pass, in one-on-one drills.
And I got to see right after that, after he did that, BJ Hill kind of had a little swagger to his step, and it almost looked like he was going to pull the baby out, but instead he went for he put him to sleep. He gave it one of these afterwards, and you could just tell he was feeling himself. He was, yeah. Great at one-on-ones, plays there. He was really living in the backfield today. I'll hand that. Yeah. One I'm going to say, a player who I just mentioned before in the Charlie Jones conversation and who we haven't talked as much about lately, and that is Germaine Burton, had a really nice one-on-one reception down the sideline today against DJ Turner. Jake Browning kind of just throws a ball out there, says go get it, and he went and got it, got his feet down right inside the sideline for a long gain. And it was the kind of plays that I feel like maybe we were seeing more early in camp or in OTAs and stuff, and we haven't seen as much lately. Really nice play from Burton there. Good to see him back in the mix and doing some things in a one-on-one spot on the outside. Can I get a second? Can I just drop a secondary play? I had another one. I had another idea. I mean, it's the internet. We can do whatever we want to do. I thought one of my favorite Burrow throws happened today. It was a play in 11 on 11, and he had to throw it kind of a deep in over top of Jermaine Pratt and in front of Von Bell. I mean, it was right on that line. And he zipped it with the perfect amount of touch, but enough speed and velocity to get it right into that hole, right on the money in stride to Trent Irwin. It was a beautiful ball, and the type of ball a confident Burrow throws with. We just keep seeing this. Like, I just want to bring it up. I don't want to be repetitive about Burrow every day, but those are the type of throws that we're seeing and make really high-level stuff. That was another example of that today.
Yeah, well, for my quote, it goes back to Burrow, the rare Joe Burrow mistake. I don't know, it wasn't a mistake, but he threw his first interception in 11 on 11, and it was B.J. Hill had come into the backfield, knocked Zach Moss for a 5-yard loss. So it's 3rd and 15. They're playing a move the ball drill, and the whole defense is lined up at the first down marker. So Burrow sees single coverage DJ Turner out there on Trent Irwin. He said, "Screw it, I'm just going to take a deep shot," and DJ Turner got it. Got his first pick of camp. Burrow's first pick in 11s. DJ Turner's first pick in camp. DJ Turner had been dubbed Mr. PBU by his teammates because he's getting his hands on so many balls, but he had just not yet come down with an interception. And I asked him about the nickname, and he said, "Yeah, we're retiring that. I don't like that at all." So don't call DJ Turner Mr. PBU. He now has an interception, and I'm sure a lot more to come.
Yeah. My thing that I heard them say today is going to be, I don't know if I heard them say it specifically, but here's what I heard. Ooh, and that was the entire group. There was probably maybe 15, 20 Bengals players gathered around Jordan Battle's tablet watching the USA versus Serbia game conclude. Everybody gathered. It was so close, and you saw them sort of, it's so interesting watching competitors watch other people compete and them kind of playing off each other. It's people that are there are a number of TVs, huge TVs in that new locker room and in the cafeteria. In fact, as I was walking out, BJ Hill was kind of sitting on a table in front of a giant screen all by himself. If you wanted a big screen, you could have had it, but instead they were all just kind of enjoying watching it together on Jordan Battle's little screen. It was kind of a cool thing to watch, honestly, them take that in, and of course, USA ends up winning that game, but a fun moment in the locker room as it wrapped up today. All right, well, guess what comes Saturday night? It's not going to be this specifically. The walkout is back.
Oh, yes.
The walkout is back.
And the live show. Make sure you make it down there from 3 to 4 o'clock at BetMGM Sportsbook, Nation Kitchen and Bar at the Banks. We're going to be down there. Dre Kirkpatrick is going to be our guest. So it's going to be a live wire there. You never know what he's going to say. We're get free graders is going to be happening. We're going to be giving away bets and stuff. There's going to be all kinds of wild stuff going on. We're basically throwing a party down there from 3 to 4. Come on down. Come join it. It's going to be a fun live show. We'd love to see you down there.
And, $3 Cincy Lights, $6 Queen City Nachos, drink for cheap, eat for cheap, have fun, hang with us. We'll answer your questions. What else could you possibly want?
And then a walkout for dessert.
Oh, and then a walkout for dessert. We just keep giving, honestly. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we will talk to you on Saturday. Have a good one.